My name is Karen Wanjiru Strenger and this is Learn Swahili Now, your home for all things Swahili. A few things before we get to today's lesson. If you would like access to the transcripts that accompany today's lesson, please go to the description box for more information. Also, if you do not want to miss notifications for all future lessons, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, and this way you do not miss anything. And with that said, if you're ready for it, let us get to today's lesson. Lesson 2. In last week's session, we talked about the various components that make up the Swahili verb. So as promised, in subsequent videos, we are now starting to look at how this actually behaves in Swahili. So we're going to be looking at each component individually and how we can use this component in making sentences. So part 1 will be covering the subject, but in the singular format. Alright, let us start. And before we do that, if you haven't watched mini lesson 1, I encourage you to look at it in the playlist, in the mini lesson playlist, and that way you are caught up. So last week we covered the formula strove. Okay, this is the whole of the Swahili verb, so from its basic form to the most complicated form. So this is going to follow the pattern strove. So we have subject, the main actor, and then tense, and then reflexive infix, and then the object infix, and then the verb, and then the extension. So as we start out, I'm going to be focusing on the simplest form of the Swahili verb. This is the simplest way that you can put things together to make sense. And that verb should have a subject, that is the main actor, a tense, and it should have the verb root. Okay, so subject, tense, and verb. And for our purposes, because I'm going to be giving you examples, I'd like to introduce the component of tense. So in Swahili, to show present tense, you're going to use na. To show future tense, you're going to use ta. And to show past tense, you're going to show li. So we're going to see how exactly that looks like in an actual verb. So remember, Natalie. Na for present tense, ta for future tense, and li for past tense. Okay, so subjects can either be animate or inanimate, but for today's lesson we're going to be focusing on animate objects, in this case people, and we're going to be using personal pronouns as subjects, because often when you're starting to learn a language, you want to be able to talk about yourself, address somebody else, and talk about somebody else. So we're going to look at I, which is ni. It's going to be indicated by ni. And then we're going to look at you, which is indicated by u. And then he or she, which is indicated by a. As you can see, I've highlighted the S part of it because the verb is going to be one word, but it's going to have multiple components. So the S always comes first, and that's why it's called a prefix. That is, it comes in front. Okay, so if you want to start a sentence or a verb that where you are the main actor, by you I mean I, so you're going to say ni. Okay, and then if you're going to start with somebody where you're addressing a second person, you're going to start your word with u, and then he or she is going to be a. So in the next segment, now we're going to see how that looks like in an actual verb, so that you can start using it right away. So once again, we are following the subject, tense, verb as the basic Swahili verb formula. Prefix for I is ni, and then you is u, and then he or she is a. For what tense? Na is the present tense, and then li is the past tense, and ta is the future. Now we have our little sentence here. I am running. And the word for running that is going to be kimbia. So you will not just say mimi kimbia. No, that would be wrong. You have to conjugate it. That is, put it in a form that is usable. So we come to our little chart here. You need a ni. So you come right here and say ni. Okay? And then our present tense, because I'm running is in the present tense, you're going to need a na. And then you come and put it here. And then you simply affix kimbia, and you have your word ni na kimbia. How easy is that? Okay, let us try another one. You are sitting. And the word for sitting is keti. So what you simply do, you look for you. In our little chart here, we have u. So you write your u down. And then present tense is na. And then simply affix keti, and you have unaketi, which means you are sitting. And then another example we have is he is sleeping. Once again, we're working with the present tense. So he or she, the tense at the subject prefix is a. So your word is going to start with a. Present tense once again, it's na. Simply affix the verb stem here, and we have lala. So analala is going to be your word. Okay? How about she read? And this is in the past tense. So mixing things up a little bit. For he or she, our subject prefix is going to be a. So that's how we indicate he or she in a verb. So we come and put it a, and then our past tense is li. We come and put it right there and simply affix your verb. Ali soma will be a, she read. And finally, in our examples, we have I will laugh. Our verb is cheka. So I, once again, come up here, ni, place it. And then future tense, we haven't used this before. It's going to be ta, place it there. And simply affix your verb stem, and that is cheka. So, nita cheka. And just like that, you have nina kimbia, unaketi, analala, alisoma, nita cheka. So it's important to just remember the natali for the past tense, and then we have ni, u, a. That is your formula for the prefixes. So in the next stage, what I will do is give you drills, because I believe drills help you make sense of what your brain knows and what your mouth doesn't want to say. So I encourage you to do the next step verbally, if you're in a place where you can do that. I will give you a few seconds to think about the answer, and then I'll reveal the answer for you. So hopefully this will show you have understood what we've just covered. So the first one is I am singing. I am singing. Ninaimba. Ninaimba. Did you get it? If you didn't, that's okay. Let's try another one. She is sitting. She is sitting. The reason I didn't give you the word is because we'd already covered it. Anaketi. Anaketi. So a for she, na for present tense, and keti for sitting. She will cook. The word for cook is pika. Pika. Atapika. Did you get it? He wanted food. The word for want is taka. So the wanted here shows you it's in the past tense. Alitaka chakula. A, subject prefix, li, past tense. Taka is the verb. You ran. You ran. Once again, we're working with the past tense. Ulikimbia. So the you here is for you, and then we have li for past tense, and then kimbia for run. So how did you do? Well, if you struggled a little bit, that's fine, because all you need to do is go back and review what we've covered today. Also, if you feel like you're ready for the next level, I encourage you to check out the description box, where we have links to all the comprehensive courses that Learn Swahili Now offers. And then that way, you can get your Swahili to the next level. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and also hit the subscribe button. I will talk to you next week, where we cover the plural form of the personal pronouns.